The J-36, while still unconfirmed in public by official sources, is widely believed by defense observers and analysts to represent a next-generation stealth fighter concept under development. It is often discussed as a sixth-generation aircraft, designed to operate in future combat environments where traditional air superiority strategies will no longer be sufficient due to the sophistication of detection technologies, anti-air defenses, and multi-domain threats. Its presumed role, design priorities, and integration strategies reflect a significant evolution in air combat doctrine, moving beyond platform-centric warfare toward network-enabled, information-dominant operations. The conceptual design of the J-36 is characterized by a tailless, flying wing or blended wing-body configuration. This choice of architecture is not cosmetic, it is driven by the necessity to minimize the aircraft's radar cross-section from all angles, including from side, rear, and top-down perspectives. Vertical stabilizers, which are common on traditional fighters, create large radar signatures and are increasingly being eliminated in advanced stealth designs. A tailless design, while more difficult to control aerodynamically, offers superior stealth characteristics. To maintain stable flight in such a configuration, the J-36 would rely heavily on advanced flight control systems and fly-by-wire software that can make hundreds of micro-adjustments per second to maintain balance and responsiveness. In practical terms, the purpose of such a design is to allow the aircraft to operate in contested airspace where modern radar systems, including those using low-frequency bands, pose a growing challenge to older stealth designs. By reducing its detectability not just from the front but in a full spherical coverage area, the J-36 would be able to penetrate deep into areas protected by integrated air defense systems. This enables it to strike high-value targets, conduct surveillance, or coordinate other assets with a reduced risk of detection and engagement. The aircraft's mission profile likely emphasizes multi-role flexibility. Unlike traditional fighters that are specialized as either air superiority platforms or ground attack aircraft, the J-36 is expected to be adaptable across missions. It would be capable of conducting deep strike missions against hardened or mobile targets, intercepting enemy aircraft before they reach their objectives, jamming or deceiving radar systems, and potentially coordinating operations involving unmanned vehicles. This reflects the trend of consolidating capabilities into fewer but more powerful platforms, reducing logistical complexity while enhancing battlefield versatility. Because of its likely increased size compared to fifth-generation fighters, the J-36 could carry a wider variety of payloads, including long-range air-to-air missiles, cruise missiles, loitering munitions, and electronic warfare pods, all housed internally to preserve stealth. This would also enable it to act as a forward-deployed launch platform for precision-guided weapons without exposing itself to radar detection. The internal weapon bays would have to be modular and reconfigurable to handle different mission profiles, allowing the aircraft to adapt rapidly to changes in the strategic situation or to serve diverse roles in a single sortie. Beyond kinetic weapons, the J-36 is expected to place heavy emphasis on electronic and cyber warfare capabilities. This is consistent with the emerging doctrine of electronic dominance, where neutralizing or blinding enemy systems can be as effective, and sometimes more strategically advantageous, than destroying them. Onboard systems could include multispectral jamming units capable of targeting specific radar bands or communication frequencies, as well as spoofing systems that can simulate false targets or mask the aircraft's real signature. Additionally, the aircraft might feature integrated cyber payloads designed to interfere with or infiltrate enemy networks, command systems, or data links during missions. Another area of technological advancement likely incorporated into the J-36 is sensor fusion. This means that data from a wide range of onboard sensors, such as radar, infrared, electronic surveillance, and possibly even lidar or passive radio frequency detectors, would be combined into a single, coherent picture of the surrounding battlespace. This fused image would be presented to the pilot or operators in a highly intuitive interface, possibly using augmented reality or helmet-mounted displays, allowing for real-time decision-making based on comprehensive and prioritized information. This capability drastically reduces the time between detection and engagement, or between observation and action, which is critical in future high-speed, multi-domain conflicts. Artificial intelligence is also assumed to play a key role. Not as a replacement for the pilot, but as a support system capable of managing sensor input, analyzing threat profiles, suggesting courses of action, and automating non-critical flight or systems operations. In some concepts, onboard AI would also allow for dynamic mission adaptation, for example, rerouting a flight path in response to detected threats, retasking drones mid-flight, or initiating self-protection protocols without waiting for pilot input. This level of intelligent automation will be essential for operating in electronic warfare environments where human reaction times may be too slow to respond effectively to fast-emerging threats. Speaking of drones, the J-36 is expected to function as a key node in a broader manned-unmanned teaming strategy. In this role, the aircraft would coordinate with autonomous or semi-autonomous unmanned aerial systems, which could carry sensors, weapons, or electronic warfare payloads. These drones would act as force multipliers, extending the aircraft's situational awareness, protecting it from threats, or helping to saturate enemy defenses. The J-36 would serve not only as a weapon system but also as a command hub, controlling or delegating to its drone wingmen and making real-time tactical decisions based on updated battlefield information. The aircraft's propulsion system would have to support this wide mission envelope, requiring both high efficiency for long-range cruising and the capability for high-speed bursts during combat or escape maneuvers. A variable cycle engine is a likely candidate, a technology that allows the engine to shift modes between high performance and high efficiency. Such engines would also need to be integrated with stealth technologies, minimizing infrared emissions and suppressing heat signatures through advanced exhaust shaping, cooling systems, and materials that reduce thermal visibility to ground or aerial sensors. Internally, the structure of the J-36 would need to accommodate not just weapons and fuel but also high-capacity computing systems and cooling infrastructure to support its advanced electronics. As aircraft become more software-driven and data-intensive, thermal management becomes a critical design concern. Without adequate cooling, sensitive avionics and processors could overheat, compromising the aircraft's performance. Therefore, internal space must be optimized not just for payload and fuel but for managing power distribution, electromagnetic shielding, and environmental controls. Pilot survivability and human-machine integration are also essential features. Assuming the aircraft has a crewed configuration, cockpit systems would need to provide maximum situational awareness with minimal overload. This includes not just digital displays and controls but potentially haptic feedback systems, voice commands, eye-tracking interfaces, and helmet-mounted displays that allow the pilot to look and lock on targets or receive information overlays without needing to reference traditional instruments. In combat environments where seconds matter, intuitive interaction between human and machine becomes a survival-critical factor. Over the aircraft's lifetime, software upgrades would likely be more important than hardware changes. A modular open systems architecture would allow developers to update threat libraries, adapt to new enemy tactics, and integrate emerging technologies without major redesigns. This approach reflects the increasing realization that future dominance depends not only on platform superiority at the time of deployment, but also on the ability to evolve, adapt, and maintain a technical edge as new challenges emerge. As future battlefields become more interconnected, multi-domain awareness, including integration with land, sea, air, cyber, and space-based assets, will be critical. The J-36 is expected to be interoperable across these domains, receiving data from satellites, ground radar, other aircraft, or maritime platforms, and relaying information back to command centers or other forces. This level of coordination would allow for more synchronized campaigns, faster kill chains, and reduced response time to threats emerging from any vector, whether they originate from traditional enemy platforms or from newer, asymmetric systems like hypersonic weapons or swarm drones. The J-36 is envisioned not as a direct evolution of previous fighter jets, but as a leap into a new paradigm of warfare, where stealth, information dominance, electronic warfare, AI integration, and human-machine teaming define combat effectiveness. Its development reflects strategic foresight toward scenarios where the airspace is highly contested, the decision-making window is shrinking, and the ability to coordinate across domains is the deciding factor in success or failure. The J-36, if it continues on this trajectory, represents a synthesis of all modern warfare trends, built into a platform that may set the standard for what comes next.